What do you call a bunch of special ed kids in a hot tub?
I don't know,
A vegetable soup.
bro.
Uh, all successful podcasts, they do a little summary at the end. You want to copy that format? So just basically tell the audience what we talk about this pod and then why they need to watch it.
Okay. Well, first off, we touched a bit on social media stuff, why hooks are the most important thing, why it's very difficult at the beginning to start building a personal brand and start making content, and the trifecta is like understanding business. We touched on different business sides. You said you need a pull from your life. Like you said, you can't find protein bars without sugar in them. What type of bars? Granola bars without sugar in them. And subscription businesses are the best side of businesses. What else did we touch on? We touched on
Longevity, then the health.
we did longevity and health, and leading by example. You can't, like, words are completely weightless. Can't tell someone to get in shape. You need to show them yourself the journey of getting in shape and being in better shape. We talked about Doge and people wasting money. Australia
Yeah.
and Canada would be so much worse. We talked about immigration. It's a very tricky, like, thing to
Yeah.
like.
And in the end, we put a huge chapter on why Jamie is secretly a masochist.
Yeah, we'll we're deeper into that later. But there's something there with suffering and enjoyment.
Okay. I've been dying to talk to you. I got so much good shit you're gonna love.
Give me one sec. Bro, I'm
Mm.
always so fucking busy, but like, it's always self-imposed. Like, no one is forcing me to, like, I always jam pack my schedule with shit to do, but it's like
Yeah.
I set that shit up for myself, and it's like I've no one to blame but myself for doing this shit, and it's been like this for years. So it's like I guess I have some sick enjoyment by just, like, cramming my fucking schedule constantly.
Well, you're trying to make the most out of your life, just like I do. Every day, by the end of the day, I feel exhausted. Like,
Dude, yeah, 100%. Dude, I've lost so much passion for, like, fucking Crypto Nutshell, um, like, Jamie Tree scheduling, like, the shit that makes me actual money, I've lost so much passion
uh-huh.
for.
It happens, man.
But, I gotta keep doing it because that's how I make money.
Uh-huh. All right. So, quick, we have so much stuff. You want to do a quick cover of your 75, or you want to do more like smaller topics and then do health as a whole chunk?
If you've got something, I'm just gonna make my creatine. If you've got, like, a smaller topic to just riff off right now.
So this year, I did a counting, right? I crossed the 300 cities mark, like the total amount of cities I have visited in my life. I confirmed this with AI that I visited more cities than all my ancestors combined for the last 500 years.
Damn, that's crazy. Alright, question, how many can you remember?
Like, I have a small list that are the cities I want to go back again, and it's about 10.
Yeah. I bet you would immediately remember them if you got shown photos or, like, a video of the place, but, like, if you were just sitting there trying to remember each of the 300, I bet it would be hard to remember 100 of them.
Yeah, and
Um,
my yeah, go
what are
on.
the ones you wanna go back to?
Let's save that for later. That's not very important. So my point is that you could be an expert at anything. You could be setting up aquarium, sea animals, insects, like even you're an expert at plumbing. Like I think it's fucking cool. Just don't do nothing with your life.
Bro, I heard it, so I'm gonna make a reel today on this, and I don't know, it's like, it's very simple once you hear it, but it clicked
Mm.
in my head. So,
Yeah.
as you know, I've been heavy into fitness, and I was watching this documentary on this ultra marathon that,
Uh-huh.
um, it's called the Barkley Marathons. Have you heard of it?
I've heard the word Barkley Marathon. Is it the extreme hard one?
Yeah. It's I'd never heard of it. Bro, I gotta spiel on this for a second. One sec.
Tell me.
It's like a rabbit hole that I fell down. So the Barkley Marathon it's essentially the hardest. Oh, my legs are fucked from my run. It's essentially the hardest marathon, ultra marathon in the world, and it's like pretty much agreed upon by everyone that it is. Um, and it's almost out of, like, Lord of the Rings or some shit. So it's set up by this guy who they call him Lazarus Lake, and he looks like a wizard. He looks like a hillbilly in the country of Tennessee. And that's not his real name, by the way. And he's been doing it for like 50 years. And the marathon lasts 60 hours. and it's through the mountains. And he says that you have to do 100 miles, but the runners say it's actually probably closer to 130 miles, and you have 60 hours to do it. So you essentially cannot sleep, and no one knows how you enter the race. Like it's a secret to apply to get into the race. If you find out how to apply, it costs $1.69, and you have to give him a number plate. Then, if he only accepts 40 people, so like 1,000 of the best ultra marathon runners, like the best in the world, apply to get into this ultra marathon. He only accepts 40 of them. It costs $1.69, and you have to give him a number plate, like number plate. That's the entry, and then the
That
actual marathon.
20 people at ever finished that race.
Yes. So and these are like the world record holders of ultra marathons. Like they are elite ultra marathon runners. To do the entire 5 loops, it would be like going up and down Mount Everest twice. So like it's
Okay.
insanely difficult. Most years no one finishes it. And on the course, the way you know if you've done it, he'll give you a bib number. So say you entered it, I give you the bib number 17. There's 13 books like in strategic locations around the course, and you have to go to the book and rip out the page that corresponds to your bib number. So you have to rip out page 17 and then go to the next book, and that's you've done one loop once you've done that. So like the most elite runners in the world go through, and like you're like not allowed to talk about the it's like Fight Club, you're not meant to talk about it, and it's run by this, like, fucking hillbilly. No one knows the course, like, you're not allowed to post it online, no one knows the map, and yeah, only, like, 20 people have ever finished it. One girl has done it, and the documentary of her finishing it, she finished with, like, at like 59 hours, 59 minutes, and 30 seconds. Like she had less than a minute left to hit the gate, and she's running and everyone's cheering for her. She hits the gate and then collapses, like passes out. Like the people that finishes nearly die, and they are elite ultra runners. Anyway, it's like it's a pretty cool rabbit hole to go down. In the documentary, um one of the guys says this quote, and when I heard it, I was like, dude, that's so good. Let me find it. It's man can only enjoy that which he acquires with hard work and toil.
Okay.
Man can only enjoy that which he acquires with hard work and toil. And it
Like,
was like an elite it was like an elite ultra marathoner that did it, and it just made everything click. It's like that's why after casual sex, like, you feel kind of, like, empty and soulless because it's like
okay.
easy come, easy go. It's why lottery winners, like, when they win the lottery, like, they always fucking get depressed and then blow all the money. And it's why things like having a baby, which on the surface looks like it's hell, like, it looks like terrible, right? But everyone's like, it's the most fulfilling thing that you can do. It doesn't actually matter what the reward is. It's literally the enjoyment and joy that you pull out of something is directly proportional to the amount of effort and suffering you went through to get it. Does that make sense? So it's like, and the reward doesn't even matter. So it's like, because money is made up, a medal is made up. So with this ultra marathon, the reward, if they complete, the wizard guy that runs it, he gives them a red button and they click it and it goes, that was easy. They don't win any money. They don't win a medal. They get to click this button. They nearly kill themselves for 60 hours to click this button and it goes, that was
That's
easy.
hilarious.
That's the reward. But like the reward doesn't make sense. It's all like made up games like human, like status is made up, money is made up, medals when you do a marathon, it's all made up. The reward doesn't matter. It's the suffering and pain that goes into whatever like thing you're chasing. Is bro, am I onto something, or is that just the most basic take in the entire world?
What the reverse saying is that people don't take things, people take things that come easy for granted.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, it's not the most groundbreaking take, but it just clicked in my head when he said it, like, it made things like, because you look at lottery winners and you're like, that's a huge achievement, but because it comes easy, it's not actually, like yeah, you don't give a fuck, and same with casual sex, it's always like, why do you feel so like, not everyone, but largely my experience is you feel very unfulfilled from it and very hollow. And it's like, because easy come, easy go. You're not actually getting that depth. It's not about the thing at the end. It's about the suffering that goes into the goal.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I was thinking about today.
You earlier mentioned that you lost passion for Crypto Nutshell. So I've been binging CNBC Mayday series. Have you seen that?
I've seen some of them, yeah.
So they
Are
basically,
you about to talk? Wait, are you about to talk about Brian Young, the Brian Young one?
Is it Asian lady that with supplement? So I watched a couple, right? So there's a supplement vitamin for pregnant ladies and healthy granola bar for like athletes. So what are your thoughts for starting something like that? If you want 100 million or nine-figure range exit, that's the most plausible way.
Oh, starting a supplement company? Yeah, dude, supplements are like, if you're gonna sell a physical product, you want something. This is something I only realized like right before starting the Nutshell. It's like there's different. The first business that ever really worked was a in-person brick and mortar store, like where people had to come to the like into the business, the VR
Mm.
escape room. That's not a great business. A great business is completely fulfilled digitally and like has no, as you scale it, the costs of doing it doesn't scale proportionately to it. If you
Mm.
had to do a physical product, it would be a recurring thing like supplements. Like they are the most goated.
Subscription, correct.
Yeah, because you sell them once and then you have this recurring money for what, a year to like 12 months or something. Yeah, so I think that's a great idea.
Basically, if I were have to do it, this would be my playbook. So let me know if you can optimize that. So first, observe what you yourself eat on a daily basis, right? Find a real pain point that's not satisfied by the market. Find a solution. I'll come up with every formula, right? For example, I really like things granola bars without goddamn sugar, but all of them use either substitute sugar or any form of sweetener that I don't really enjoy. So that's a pain point. And then you document your entire journey in public via social media, aka build in public, and then you hire influencers to promote by giving them incentives and dividend sharing. That'd basically be my playbook. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's like the perfect playbook. See, bro, you intrinsically understand like business and social media as well. I just look forward to the day that you commit to something and go ham on it because like you know, like you already know everything behind it. Like yeah, that's the perfect playbook.
That's why people say it's in terms of entrepreneurship, it's advantageous to be naive and naively optimistic. Because if you're aware of how hard it would be, have you seen the quote? We didn't do this because it was easy. We did this because we thought it would be easy.
Yeah, I love that quote, bro. I love that.
If I understand, you will realize, for example, this thing, right? I just mentioned to you about the supplement. It'll probably take 10 times harder, 10 times longer either the sample the formula like applying for documents it'll be a lot harder than you'd expect.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. It's what you said in the beginning. You know Brian Johnson, the longevity guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, in the beginning, he was taking like 200 pills a day. And then he was like, this is ridiculous. And so he like put that all together into a supplement pack. And it's exactly what you said. You need to find the pain point in your own life and then sell a product through that. So yeah, like it's, yeah.
I want to show you something. So this wait, where am I? Okay, this is an app in China called a Red Note. Basically, it's a social media platform, but it has entire interesting algorithm to itself. This is its discovery page. TikTok has an option, but like it's click. You have to click. So
That's cool.
you have to click it. It has the entire discovery, like how you can go viral with this, as you can imagine, because it has to do with click through rate for either videos or text or anything. So by this app, I met a couple of very interesting people. One of them is in the private jet business. As you can imagine, he talks to all kinds of celebrities or influential people. Then a girl in sports wearable company electronics. She's the CEO and she's been to 50 plus countries. And also a dude visited 100 north of 100 countries and a dozen times to both North and the South Pole. He climbed Mount Everest twice.
Wow. Wait, so how are you meeting them?
Just the
Okay, so you haven't met them in person. You're just like
No,
linking up.
I DM, then I asked him, "Hey, would you like to come on for a pod?" And we did that.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. That's very cool.
So for the Mount Everest, did you know there's like 4% historical death rate?
I knew it was high. I didn't know it was that high.
So that's the historical one. So last year it was probably 1%. 100, 1,100 people attempted, right? 600 of them, which is about 55%, succeeded, and 10 died. That's like 1%. And the cost is you're starting from 100K USD, and that doesn't even guarantee you could climb that. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, dude. Mount Everest doesn't really, tempt me? Does it tempt you?
No,
Yeah, like
that's
that's the
not on
thing,
my
like,
to-do list, bro.
bro, I
Why
feel like
100? Like, that's
yeah, the I
moderate,
feel like
bro.
we're very similar in not that we're scared of death, but that we wanna, purposely, like, avoid high potential chances of dying meaninglessly. Does that make sense?
But people are irrational by the end of the day. Oh, you know that moms, for example, my mom, the type of articles or videos she will send me, like, this exchange student got abducted, right? And some of them got into a argument and one stabbed the other to death. Rationally, I was thinking to myself, "Hey, mom, like my most likely is probably a bike incident. That's that's the most dangerous thing, or crossing the road, looking at my phone." But women are more immune to sensational stuff.
Susceptible, yeah. Yeah, dude, my mom sends me the same type of stuff and my grandma, and it's like, I swear that, like, mainstream news just thrives off, like, moms and grandmas and, like
Yes.
because it's like the news will report on a 1 in a 100 million event and essentially fearmonger, and then if you think of, like, news like social media, the things that hit the algorithm are the things that are most shareable, and so if you can fearmonger the most to moms that something bad is gonna happen to their kid, then it's gonna get the most shares and, like, yeah, anyway.
But so I
Yeah.
talked to a couple of people, and my point is that none of them is as interesting as you, bro. Like, God bless you that nothing happened to you during that motor incident. Otherwise, I can only use character AI to talk to AI Jimmy out. So thank you.
I appreciate that, bro.
Thank you for surviving for me.
Bro, and I think the same about you. Like, I've met a whole bunch of, like, fitness guys out here, and every as you know, the people you meet in like, when you're traveling in Thailand and stuff, they're always doing something cool, but, like, they have some online business and they followed a similar kind of life. Like, they don't watch the same like, me and you are kind of a direct reflection of, like, the exact same content. I don't need to explain anything to you because you've the fact that you'd already have heard the Barkley marathons, which is this weird rabbit hole, is, like, a perfect testament that we just consume so much of the same content that there's no meaningless explanation of concepts and, like, idea, transfusion, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Oh, also another thing is that when you make social media videos, right? I sometimes give you a lot tips or suggestions. So by no means I want to sound condescending or anything. So my point is, I genuinely just want to bounce off ideas and hope you become as successful as you can be.
Yeah, I got you, bro. You got anything for me now?
No. So I just hope you can correct me. So whenever like I sound off, I'm better than you. Like I'm trying to tell you how to run your account. That's annoying, and I'll never want to become that.
No, dude, you are not like that at all, and your delivery has always been good because I've always asked people for feedback on the, like, reels I'm posting and stuff like that, and you're really good because you'll preface it with, like, "I'm not actually posting, nor have I done it, but here's my input on it." I don't know if you remember, but I put up a story and I was like, "Let me know feedback on this reel." I got so many people messaging me, and the advice they were giving, like, obviously I asked for it, so it's retarded me saying this, but I just wanted to hear what people thought I could do to improve it. But a lot of the advice was like, of your advice, yeah, your advice wasn't off track, but people were like, I was just like, you have no idea about social media at all. I shouldn't just ask random people that don't make content how to improve it. I need to ask people that make content how to improve. Does that make sense? Because I was like, if I
Anything.
implemented the things from the people that had tell, it's like asking advice it'd be like asking a vet for advice on how to make a better garden. It's like, it makes no sense, dudes. Anyway, yeah. No, you're always really good at it.
So I went for a model casting, a couple of days ago. As you can, show you the video.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I have two thoughts in my mind, and I need your help with this. So if you were to ask me to do it or to satisfy the public market, it would be join me for a day in the life as a model. But that's never the type of content I consume. The first thing I have in my mind is the rise of feminine male because my end result is very feminine with makeup and its correlation with birth control pills and how it affect female hormones and their mating preference. But nobody will give a damn about this. So
No,
how do I
people
balance
would give
this?
a damn about it. All right,
So dry.
here's a few ideas like straight off my dome.
Okay.
First thing is you just said no one would give a damn. That's not true. I truly believe like the social media pool is so incomprehensibly big. You could make content on essentially anything and get a sizable audience as long as it's not like retardedly niched down, like lesbian single moms trying to lose weight is too niche down. But like what you just said, there would 100% be a big enough audience that would be interested in that. So I think that's the first belief that was incorrect. And then second would be whatever you do, I'm pretty sure I'm just replaying something you told me. It was like you just need to find the story in what you're doing. Because there's always an entertaining angle or a story around what you're doing. And it can still be about what you're because yeah, the day in the life, like spend a day with me as a model is the like most easy one. But you know how I was doing day in the life in Thailand and stuff like that? Like you said, I don't consume that content, so I don't understand what makes that content good. Like, why does one piece of content go viral and why does another? And it also is like, what value are people getting from consuming this content? It's just like weird brain rot content that I don't understand. And I think you would feel the same way if you were making that content. So, but you could still yeah. Here's the thing, because let's just spitball some idea. Because you said you wanna start a personal brand or just start posting online, right? The thing is, you're not going to come up with the, like, perfect you're not gonna know what your, like, niche, what your thing is until you start doing it for enough time. It's like you're thinking of it backwards. You're thinking of what style of content or like what niche kind of thing am I doing? And then I'll start making the content. It's actually backwards. You start making the content and then you find the like cross section of what you like talking about, the type of content produced. It's like, does what I'm saying make any sense?
I'm not following. So, for example, do you agree that the hook, how you frame the video, is a huge deal? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it's the most important thing.
So I can have three already in my mind. So the most basic one is here's a day in the life as a model, right? You probably got 100, 1,000 view from that. Then the layer two, like join me for my cringiest photo shoot ever as a
That's
bitch.
good.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's an extra zero. Won't you agree? And then you have a next layer. I can already think of it. So my model manager tried to make a move on me during my photo shoot. I guarantee you, that's another zero on top.
Yeah. I actually like the second one the best. And then the story being my model manager tried to like that's the story angle, but the join me for my cringiest thing is like it's very enduring as the way you want to reflect yourself.
You throw in some meme sounds like "ear," like bruh, but the ear. It could be entertaining, but as you can see, it's the same amount of effort, but the end result will be like 100x or 1,000x difference. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of stuck on that.
Bro, building a personal brand is a very like it's definitely a extremely complex skill you need to master. And you always need to be cognizant of I don't want to be pigeonholed into one style of content. Like let's say you put that out and it went viral, people would want more like model content from you, whereas you probably don't want to create every single
Yeah.
day in the life model content. So you always need to be cognizant of that fact. The second thing to be cognizant of is like how is this reflecting like what type of person is watching this content and do I want to attract that type of person into my like sphere? For example, that Misogi video that I did that went super viral, that is like if you went through my analytics, is my split before was like 60% men, 40% women. Now it's like 97% men, 3% women, which is like what which is like whatever, but you'd want a more like even split. But clearly that video like resonated and touched
Yeah,
like
your
I
core audience.
a core like young male audience, which wasn't necessarily what I was going after, but like we'll take it. We'll take whatever we can get at this point. But like you always need to be
So
cognizant of those two things. And the third thing is like, how does this like the tapper each piece of content you put out is like building things brick by brick. It's like then once you've built a wall, what does and this wall is a reflection of myself. What am I showing people? And you have to strike that balance between like being authentic, whereas like if you're doing like educational content or um inspirational, motivational content. You need to sort of also make yourself look good, but then you don't want it to be cringe. So you also have to be authentic. It's like, it's a very complicated, like needling, and you have to be cognizant of these things all the time. So you don't pigeonhole yourself, so you don't
Yeah.
make cringy content, or you don't attract the wrong audience, or build a poor reflection of you that you don't actually want. I think those are the things that, because like, Josh that we went to Vietnam with, he had 30,000 subscribers on this personal brand YouTube like fitness
Politics, yeah.
content. Yeah, but like he started making like pretty opinionated politics content, and his sister saw a video and was like, "You're being like misogynistic. Do you know how bad this makes you look?" And like really got in his mind about it. And it
Uh-huh.
like, if you look back at the brick wall, maybe that wasn't a perfect reflection and made him seem more strongly opinionated than he actually was. And it made him self conscious enough to be like, fuck this. This isn't a good reflection of me. I'm burning it all to the ground. And he deleted every single video. So it's like,
Well, he
yeah.
said he private them, so I still hope he'll come back one day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's seen my little, we'll call it a blow up. I went from 300 to a few thousand followers, but it's like a little bump. He saw that and is inspired as well. So he's starting to make content again too. So dude, it'll be cool if you start making content, if Josh starts making content. It's like the reason I want other people to join me on the journey is because you learn so much faster. It's
Yes, yeah, I agree. For example,
like
the inside of the misogi mainly attracts male audience.
exactly, yeah, like, you wouldn't get that insight of the, like, background demographics unless someone told you that, and it's like, if you guys are putting out content and then something goes viral, I can be like, "Why did that specific one go viral?" And, like, talk to you about the analytics and data, and so it's like, yeah, I think this is the most undervalued skill
Yeah.
that people should be
When
learning.
Mr. Beast just got started, he has his like small group that talks about YouTube algorithm all day long.
Yes, exactly, exactly, exactly.
And previously you said that like I agree with you. So the type of content you create end up owning you. You become a slave
Yes,
to
bro.
the genre that you have no intention to stay in.
Yeah, and so it's a tricky mix of like, because like let's say a few more of my day in the life Thailand content had gone viral.
Mm.
If I'd fallen down that rabbit hole, eventually those are extremely time consuming to make in that you need to film yourself constantly all day.
Yeah.
Eventually I would have been like, fuck this. I don't even like the like audience I'm building. I don't like making this content. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to be doing this in 5 years. So I probably would have just done what Josh did and just deleted everything. Um
Ha- Have you seen that TikTok that shows contrast between male and female workout? Male is you're a piece of shit.
yeah.
You are unworthy, and the female's version is you deserve everything, queen. The world is your aura, shit like that.
Dude, and it's the same with content. It's like, because I only know what myself enjoys watching and what my specific demographic makes good content and bad content, it's very difficult. Like, let's say you tried to make content only for girls. You like literally started a personal brand to only try and get a girl audience. I think you'd struggle really hard because you don't know what girls like. You don't know what, um, like, it would be extremely difficult for you to make that content because you can't relate to it. Like, I don't know. I think that's mission impossible.
Oh, by the way, for the modeling thing, I think you know why what was my intention or why did I go? I think you guessed it already.
The modeling thing
Yeah, why did I go?
to meet models, I'm guessing.
Eh,
Well, yeah.
bizarre thing is I got a contract at the end. Could you believe it?
Like, you're contracted as a model.
No. They offered me a contract. So basically, this is not like a photo shoot. It's more like you form a band of five guys and you dance, you sing, you entertain by live streaming and stuff like that. And they gave me a base salary of $1,000 US, which is pretty high in this second tier US city. And you get a quarter of all the earnings for the commercial things.
What? That's cute,
Right?
bro. Are you doing that?
Hell no, I'm not. Basically, you need to go to their singing training, dancing training. They put a group of five pretty boys,
Yeah. Well,
start
anyway, congrats that you got offered a role. Wait, did you just say you're in the US?
no,
Alright.
a second tier city in China. Sorry,
Okay. I was like, what the fuck? Since when are you in the US?
I'm going back soon, probably
Um,
in a couple of months.
what do you mean your agent tried to make a move on you? Is that true?
But that was not true.
Oh, okay. So good for his story, but it's good for a story. Bro, one more thing on this social media thing. Let me just riff because it's,
Tell me.
you know, when you get obsessed with something and it's like, when I'm on a run, I'm thinking about social media stuff. When I'm in the shower, I'm thinking about it. It's like I've become obsessed with it.
Good,
And that's
bro.
when like you make the most progress is when you become super obsessed. Because it's so much fun, dude. I'd be lying if the validation wasn't, bro.
Mhm.
Everything that I said I thought it would be is true. Random chicks that wouldn't have messed with me before are like sending me love hearts and like saying we got to do an Ironman together. We got to go for a run together. Random. This chick said she's coming to Phuket and was like, "I'm staying in Naihan. Like, I've seen your content. I'm a big fan. Like, we should go for a run together." Random dudes with big accounts are messaging me saying like, "Let's get a workout in when I'm in Thailand." It's like,
Wow.
and dude, you know, I know that you've been through the pickup thing. It's like, as a dude, that doesn't happen. You have to be
Yeah.
the aggressor. You have
Right.
to be the one going after it. I think social media is the only time that you can flip that dynamic on his head. And in terms of, it's the fastest way to build a network and build your social value. Obviously, I'm not indulging in any of it, but like, if you go back to our earlier podcast, we both said we strongly suspect that this is a thing, and it's only been confirmed as like I've grown a
Yeah,
little
I
bit
agree.
more.
All the
Um,
hypotheses I are validated.
yeah, are being validated. So that's super interesting. And it's still a small account. Like, what's 4,000 followers in the grand scheme of
Yeah.
things? But it's like I can already see the like what's coming down the line. And like, yeah, the social validation is awesome. Here's the thing with social media though. It's extremely difficult. The barrier of entry is greatest at the beginning. So if
Yeah.
you want to create a personal brand, when you have 0 followers on your account, you've never made short form content, you've never made reels before, that is the point of greatest resistance because everyone is self-conscious and has a huge fear of social judgment. Like that high school fear of like, oh, what if people from high school or college see it? Or like, what if my
For
family
fuck's sake.
sees it?
That's so dumb.
Yes, that's the right attitude to have, but the amount of people that can like encapsulate that attitude is like less than 1%. So that's the moat to building a personal brand is that no one can push past that like cringiness. And the worst part about it is that when you start out, that's when you're going to be the most cringe. You're going to have no followers,
I
you're
agree.
going to have no likes, and your content is going to be cringy and bad because you've never made content before. So the beginning is the most cringy and worst part, and it's extremely difficult to just start. That's the biggest mode. Okay, so that's level 1.
Mm.
Now, the people that make it to level 2 and actually start posting, these are the type of people that are narcissistic enough, and like the majority of the people that make it to level 2 are narcissistic enough or care enough about social validation that they move past that level of resistance to post themselves online, right?
Yeah.
So that makes up the majority of level 2. And the type of content that those people put out is then very narcissistic and intrinsically gives no value to the viewer. So it's like, let's say I was making content and I was like, here's 10 things you didn't know about me. And I just like started listing 10 random things. Like that's the majority of content because of the type of people that make it past the level 1. And it's like,
Mhm.
no one gives a fuck about you. Like no one cares. No one cares at all. No one is watching you. No one cares about you. No one likes that type of content. So if you make it to level 2 and you also understand you need to give the viewer some sort of value, and then also if you want them to invest in you as a personal brand, like tie in your story with it, which I know you understand already, you're already in the 1% of level 2. And now the third level is the most interesting level because level 3 is the people that have moved past the resistance. They can post themselves online. They also understand that you have to give value to the viewer to get them to buy into your story. And then if you want to make a lot of money from social media, the type of people that are business minded and thinking like, okay, if I'm posting Instagram reels, like views isn't the end goal. The end goal is getting their emails. Their end goal is selling them small ticket product, is selling them high ticket product. It's selling them a supplement thing. It's like the people that are business minded that have made it past each level would be like 1 in a billion, one in of 100 million, 200 million, right? So I think that is the like trifecta of building status, building a ton of money, building like everything you want, I think can be achieved by putting it all into this. And my overall point is that you could be that top person because you're business minded, you understand it, you already understand that you have to give value to the viewer, so you're level two, and you don't care about the social judgment from like people from high school or your family or whatever. So you're past level one as well. That's extremely rare. That is extremely, extremely, extremely rare. Anyway, that's like my overall thoughts on personal brand
So
building,
agree.
social media. Yeah.
Also, people are very concerned about the AI thing. And I will argue, just like Naval said, authenticity will always be relevant no matter which AI comes into place. People
I
always
think
check
ASN makes building a personal
human
brand
connection.
even yeah, it makes it even more important. If you know for a fact that what you're watching is a real human, you're much more like there will always be an audience for real people until we become like cyborg, spiritual AI things or whatever. But yeah.
Agree. Oh, but by the way, speaking of AI, it comes the time that every episode we start to ask kissing AI. And actually, we don't do this because of the Terminator in the future. So
Yeah, we do. We do.
So I used it to study allergy symptoms, like spring allergy, pollen stuff, and I find the most suitable medicine. You know all those jumbo jargons. Like it also helped me with my U.S. tax return files, law questions, right? So amazing. Just put it out there.
Yeah, dude, it's my nutrition coach. It's my Ironman coach. I ask it like it's my mobility coach. It's my like personal trainer. It's like having I said to James, and it also like writes Crypto Nutshell and like helps us do all of our work. It's like having a 250 IQ friend that has done every single thing on earth and read every single thing that is available 24/7 that you can text and ask questions and is extremely compassionate and nice to talk to. It is so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's a good, but oh, also a small thing. I recommend Grok 3 over ChatGPT.
Okay, why?
So here's a small instance that I remember. So I asked, hey, how many people died? Is it true that 30 million people died during the Soviet Stalin era? Don't ask me why I asked that question. I'm just curious. So ChatGPT instantly say yes and blah, blah, blah. Whereas Grok 3 and Perplexity both answered, actually, that number is exaggerated. Here are the sources. And I asked him, hey, why did ChatGPT answer it was true? So you guys are contrasting. And he said that probably it's because ChatGPT is optimized for giving a quick answer instead of deep, insightful, realistic, doubtful, and judgmental research. I said, okay, very good point. And also, ChatGPT is very left leaning. It's very
Both, yeah, very true. Two I have two funny stories regarding this. One was
Huh.
I asked ChatGPT like what celebrities had completed an Ironman, and it listed like 10, like Gordon Ramsay was one of them. And then the last one it said was Will Ferrell has done an Ironman. And I was like, what the hell? Will Ferrell has done an Ironman? And so I Googled it and I couldn't find any information anywhere. I was like, what the fuck? Like when did he do an Ironman? Then I asked ChatGPT, I can't find any information. Like, when did he do it? And it was like, Will Ferrell has not actually done an Ironman. I just made it up. What the fuck? Like, that's so weird. And then, on our Crypto Nutshell Pro, we always end it with a quote from Batman. And James was like asking ChatGPT for all these quotes, and it gave like a perfect one. And I was like, when in Batman does he say that? And James asked it again, and it was like, "Oh, I just made it up to fit the situation." And I was like, What the hell? Like, that's weird." And so, imagine you don't know anything about the topic, like, you just take it at face value, so
Yeah.
it's Joel's perfect.
Strongly recommend Grok and Perplexity. They're more based.
It's funny.
Have you seen this trend called vibe coding? So Level started simulator for flight,
Oh, yeah.
plane
I
driving.
played it. I played it.
So that is called vibe coding. That means you use 100% AI tools. You use pure natural language, in this case English, to without writing a single line of code to build
Really?
games. Yes, that's how they build this game.
Wow, I didn't know that, that's cool.
There's a hot air balloon, and there's like the CS first person shooting, and there's first person view of Flappy Bird, like all built by
Yeah.
AI. So
That's cool.
the last week when I remember I tried to reach out to you is because I was having um what's the word? You're not being productive. You feel defeated, like just exhausted from the progression of the speed of AI that nothing can do to keep up. Because each month, the last month knowledge becomes irrelevant.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But
Oh, yeah.
like, are you gonna try and code something doing that?
I'll play around with it, but my first instinct will be like me reporting the latest AI news, right? The latest trends. Then I immediately realize that it will be an AI agent that generate videos reporting the latest trend, because no human can keep up with that.
Bro, you can't get into that kind of thinking. If you think like that, then nothing is worth doing.
But I feel like I feel defeated, you know.
Yeah, you can't have those roles.
Like, what's the point? What's the meaning? He's asked.
I think like that as well, and if I think too long about it, it's like I would be depressed. Like, I'd be like, literally nothing is worth doing at all. So, that's also kind of why I'm going into, like, I wanna do longevity, and I feel like there'll be a market for, like, doing hard shit. Like, humans will always here's something cool. When they built AI Deep Blue to beat Gary Kasparov in chess, and computers became better at chess than humans, humans didn't stop playing chess. It became more popular than it had ever been in history. So think about AI like that. It's like it's not going to take things away, but history suggests it just amplifies things. Does that make sense? Like, there will be.
Honestly, every time they say this time is different, every single time it's different this time. Okay, you want to do a couple quick topics before we go into the fitness rabbit hole. So tax is theft, which is mentioned that I wrote that down. So company pay tax to pay its employees, and its employees pay tax to get paid. And with those salary, you need to pay tax to buy stuff, to purchase the things that the merchant paid tax to acquire. So that's pretty messed up if you think about it.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if you knew this, and I don't know if it is the case, but I know in Australia they had no personal income tax until World War One or World War Two. And then after the war, they just kept it and kept increasing it. And the whole point of the tax was we need to defend the country and we need to, like, help our boys, like, in the army. I think it might be a similar case in the US, and they never took it away. It's like, what the hell? So yeah,
Yeah.
agree,
And
agree.
also, have you seen those Muslim uh families with 12 children in UK, and they just basically live off the welfare, and that's pretty like and also I saw this interview of a hood kid in New York, you know, in the Bronx. He said, what do you want to do when you grow up? Oh, I'll just be on welfare. The government will like get everything for me. That's basically a leech on your thigh, bro. That's terrible thinking.
Yeah, literally. And yeah, I think Dubai's done it well, man. Like, make the money off the natural resources of the land, not the people.
Yeah.
Because it's a decentive to for innovation and to build things. It's like, why would you do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
All the innovative people will leave. Oh, do you know that half of the population now in London are non-white?
Say that again.
Half of the population in London, not the newborns, are non-white.
That doesn't
London.
surprise me, honestly.
And I saw a tweet called it the best war of aggression,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
like not the newborns, the basic like all demographics. That's crazy.
I bet it would be the same in Sydney. And here's I've had, like, changing opinions on immigration, but where I've landed is it just needs to be stricter, man, because immigration, there is a way for it to like, enhance a country and a society,
Yes.
and some cultures can mix together, but some clearly cannot. Um, or maybe some specific types of people from cultures, and it's like, seemingly if you loosen it up if you loosen it up too much, you get way too much of the negative.
In the northern European countries, they're basically letting rapists
Yeah, exactly.
that
Like,
they rape and kill their women. That's insanity. Don't understand.
let me use Sydney as a microcosm example. There's a ton of immigration from China, Southeast Asia, and, like, it's like 99.9% good. Like, everyone is respectful. Um, like, very well natured and good. But then there's, like, Australia also lets in a lot of people, and it's not everyone, but some people, like Middle Eastern gangs. There's, like, a lot of Middle Eastern
Yeah.
gang influences in Sydney, and obviously it's from immigration. And it's like, well, clearly that's not the type of people that you want to let in. So it's like, and but Sydney's this huge melting pot of, like, if you go and you can get food from all over Southeast Asia in Sydney, and that is definitely an enhancement to the city. Then you don't want to get stabbed by some like foreign gang at the same time. It's like, yeah.
Missed that. That's all I got. Oh, so USA Doge. This is kind of old news, but I still want to mention this for uh the LLM, the context. So US the Doge exposes a lot of corruption. Like for example, USA sent $50 million to Gaza for condoms. Yeah. And millions of dollars for gender studies.
Yeah.
All bullshit stuff. So imagine Canada, Australia, Germany, UK. I'm pretty sure they're just as corrupt.
Oh, 100%, dude. Oh,
Just wasn't exposed.
yeah. They just don't have people going in and doing it.
Okay, here's an unpopular opinion of mine. So Elon Musk should never have bought Twitter. Just start his own on day one. Allow all the formerly banned people onto his platform, right? And let that snowball roll into a known freedom of speech platform and be known for being the far right possible. So that'll be a good playbook.
I can disagree.
Tell me.
I don't know. It's so hard to usurp these big platforms. Like Kick is trying to do it with Twitch. Like there's been so many attempts at making the new free speech YouTube that doesn't really work. I think it's much more powerful that he bought Twitter and like reinstated these people. Because like Trump tried to do it with Truth Social, and like, have you ever been on that website? Have you ever been on Truth Social? Exactly. And I think it would have ended the exact same way with Elon. It was so much more powerful that he bought like a front running social media and then unbanned everyone. Yeah.
Also, he did it with a huge tax advantage. So let it be like that, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
do you know AirChat?
No.
It's an app developed by Naval. I've been following for the past year, and a couple months ago, he announces that it failed.
What is it?
So it's an asynchronized podcast platform. You can have voice conversations with people, but like sending WhatsApp message to each other. You cannot type on that platform. You can only send voice notes
Why would that be useful?
because Naval said it's a product he would need very much himself instead of be on one podcast at a time, and he could be on multiple and just send voices. But it's basically failed. He said that he concluded that for any social media platform, it takes a huge kind of momentum to get started.
I just can't imagine the audience of that. Who
Yeah.
how many people on earth would need to be on multiple podcasts at the same time? That audience has got to be like nothing.
Yeah. I
That's
actually
great.
binged all of Naval's voice messages, but that's that. Not anybody else.
Oh, wait, it takes every answer you've done. Like, so what do you mean you've binged all his voice messages?
So he would join different topics, right? And you can sort all of them out by going to his main page. He said this about this, because he's full of wisdom.
So it takes all his existing podcasts and then
No, not existing, all the new ones. He created new.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's a voice social media. So people socialize it using voice.
So like if you went on it, what would you do?
Just join topics, and people already talk by sending this voice, and I just chime in with mine.
Oh, so it's like people are constantly talking about topics with
Yeah.
their voice. So it's like Reddit, but with voice.
More like podcast.
So it's like a decentralized
No,
podcast
it's
having
not
like,
decentralized. It's asynchronized. A synchronized means we need to both be here, like right now. Asynchronized is we can get voice notes to formal.
and it's like every single topic is happening all the time.
Yes.
That sounds like a terrible idea. I don't know if I'm missing something. I don't know if I'm missing something with it, but it sounds terrible.
I know. Even as genius as Naval, he still fails, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
entrepreneur business.
Interesting. Dude, I've got about 15 minutes. Do you have any like
Okay,
big?
no worries. So, did you know that I'm a vegetarian now?
No, you're not. Shut up. I don't believe.
I just that I have this disease called pica food disorder, so I can only eat meat. Also, I identify as a woman now. So I just have cross-dressing syndrome. So I wear male clothes, and also I'm a lesbian, so I only date women.
I support all of them, dude. Dude, you're like the most marginalized demographic of all time. You must have it very hard. Yeah, but all going against you, dude.
Okay, so expected life expectancy. China is 75 now, and US is 78. Some European countries like Spain, Italy are above 80. So actually, did you know that that number is highly misleading?
Why?
So because the infant and child death largely reduces the average number. If you live past 18 years old, then your life expectancy increases largely.
Like what type of age?
I don't know, but I know, just know that it increases. So you need to stay as fit and healthy as possible to live to the day that technology prolongs your life expectancy to infinity.
That's
Just
true.
stay no alcohol, no nicotine, no drugs, be healthy.
Exactly, dude. That's the kick I'm on
Be
right.
more late.
I mean, dude, a big reason I wanna get on this, like, get really fit and get really healthy and, like, kind of document it and put it online and share it is, if I could influence my parents to take health more seriously, like eat better, exercise more, that would be the most like, I don't think there's a more noble cause that I could do than do that because, like, I don't know how old your parents are, but my parents are 57, 75. That means on average, they have less than 20 years left. That is fucking crazy. That's terrifying. Um, as you said, it's probably a bit older than that, but it's like, Th let's say AI does extend life, they're probably right on the cusp, dude. Like, 20 years, like, what kind of age extension things could be there? It's like, yeah, I think a noble cause to by osmosis try and get the people around you that you love in better shape as well. And the only way I've found throughout my life, if I wanna go and travel and my friends don't wanna travel, the only way to convince them is to do it yourself and then show them.
Yes,
Every time,
every time. Have you seen this quote that kids don't do what you say, they do what you do?
It's yes, but you can extend that to your friends and family as well.
True.
Like, words weigh nothing, but then if you yeah, do it by example. I used to live with Josh and James. A few years ago, we lived in the same house in Sydney, and it was right after my breakup, and I always wanted Josh to come out and come clubbing, and, like, party and, like, try and get girls because I'd just gone through a breakup, and he would never wanna come, and it was always just me and James and some of our other friends. If he saw our Instagram stories or like that we were having a really fun time, he would catch an Uber and then come and join us. Like, there was nothing we could say. He could only see the fun. Does that make sense? And it's like it's the same with health and like all that kind of stuff.
The only way to influence people on these matters is to make an example out of yourself. Probably the only way.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%, dude.
Oh, by the way, since you're the expert on this, do you know when we'll have Ozempic like sleep reduction or focus drugs like Adderall?
Dude, that'd be so
We
good.
need those, bro. You
I
might
think that is rough.
4 hours a day. I'm golden. I'll be like a god. I'll have I'll be a trillionaire in no time. Imagine having 4 hours extra time every day.
Dude,
Yeah.
the amount of money you would pay for that.
Yeah.
Bro, so I've been experimenting with locking in my sleep. The difference you feel when you get a good sleep and a bad sleep is like, it's not like 2% different. It's like a 30% difference. It's like you just show up completely different. Um, dude, imagine.
Any, what are your thoughts on those extreme bodybuilders like Sam Sulek and Chris Bumstead?
This is a crazy take, but I'm actually not that big a fan of Chris Bumstead. And I like Sam Sulek's content as well. But as I've gone down this kind of weirder. I started off like just going to the gym, like doing the gym bro stuff. That was nowhere near as rewarding as getting my endurance level and cardio and like mobility. This on 75 hard, I was much more like holistically focused and is so much better. I feel way better. I feel more athletic. All of my like health markers are better. And it's like when you take a bird's eye view of bodybuilding, it's like it's kind of weird, dude. It's like
Yes.
you're getting unnaturally big,
Unrealistic.
like, naturally cannot look like that, and you're making yourself more unhealthy, and
You die
girls
early. They're dying early, literally.
yeah, which is crazy, and girls don't actually like it, so, like, people say it's a meme that, like, girls like dad bods and whatever. I think that is a meme, and, like, girls do like someone that's in shape, and it matters less than anyone thinks anyway, but I
Yes.
genuinely don't think they like the bodybuilder look, and they like the, like Justin Bieber, like, lean with abs kinda look. Like, as long as you're not fat,
Yeah.
and you look athletic, I think they prefer that over a Sam Sulek. And what they've done is super impressive, but it's just
Yeah.
weird if you look at it from, like, a bird's eye view.
So first of all, they dedicate probably every single sleeping minute to that, which is insanity. And Second of all, once you pass a certain level, you're no longer impressing girls because most girls just like a little abs or a fit body, broad
Yeah.
shoulders. So you're only impressing other dudes by going beyond that threshold. So
And
that's
it's not even healthy. You're, like, shortening your life. It's the complete
all the
opposite
good
of
bodybuilders, they fucking die in their 40s, 50s. Like every once in a while you see news like this guy tried this juice, like injecting themselves with whatever new drugs and just have a heart problem.
yeah, and I feel like the culture is shifting away from it. I don't know, you, like, kinda dabble in, fitness stuff, but you're, like, never, like, gone gym bro or anything. But, like, 10 years ago, it was very much like no one was doing cardio, everyone was gym bro, like, do you know who Ziz is? Ziz, the bodybuilder?
Oh, of course, bro.
Yeah, yeah, but give me that Teddy. That was what everyone that was, like, the gold standard, but now there's, like, run clubs are, like, going crazy, running, I feel like it having a massive resurgence, like Nick Bare, these endurance events, I feel like are gaining way more popularity, and it's like but you don't abandon weightlifting, you just combine it with these other things, and you're left with a much more, like, healthier, like, genuinely like, data healthier person.
Have you seen the on my first million podcast? They mentioned this trend called the running club. So, but basically, it's a social club for healthy people to meet new friends, find girlfriends, boyfriends, and also in
Yeah.
Vietnam, in Bali. Have you seen those? There's a guy with a bicycle, but with a tricycle with three wheels. They put a big speaker on the back and just ride the bicycle with a huge speaker with blasting music, and a bunch of healthy young people just run after it. So much fun, bro. I would love to run in that kind of social setting.
Yes. Yes, dude, 100%. I think, he was this was my biggest problem on 75 Hard was, like, something had to be cut out of my life, and what got cut out of my life was socialization. I didn't hang out with anyone for the point of hanging out with them, like, I just did not have
Yes.
time. The only time I could socialize with people or fit it into my life at all was when I combined it with running or combined it with, like, some sort of fitness activity, and I think that is, like, the golden point because it's you know how dudes don't, like, bond over talking, they bond over doing a shared activity?
Yeah, yeah.
Fitness is a perfect thing, like going for a run together, like,
Going
doing any
fighting
fitness
towards the same goal, yeah.
yes,
Bond over
that is
trauma, hardship.
and it's like you're spending your time so well in doing that, and then
Yeah.
also in terms of dating, the if you're meeting people through fitness activities, it's like you're not meeting them in the clubs, so they don't have all these bad habits and bad things that are gonna be thorns in your relationship, but they have good habits. You're probably much more like each other, and you're getting started on the right foot, I think. So yeah,
I
it's
strongly
cool.
recommend you to check out the running clubs, probably Bali. Just take a weekend trip there. Strongly recommend.
Yeah, I'll 100%. There's a running club here that I'll give a go this weekend, probably.
Okay.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know next pod.
To conclude on the health sector, so I basically adapted 80-20 rule. 20% of the effort for 80% of results. I sleep well, I eat extremely clean, and I exercise on a goddamn daily basis. And plus no addictive substances. And I actually argue that's 90% of the work done already.
That's correct. But you said it backwards. You said I'm putting in 80% of the effort to get 20% of the result. You're actually putting in 20% of the effort to get 80% of the result.
No, I think that's the bodybuilders. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, dude, 100.
They spend extra 4 hours to get it extra little bigger.
Yeah, yeah. No, what you said is 100% true. It really comes
Wait,
down
wait,
to
you start become choppy again.
my what?
The tech that you're like a robot.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So now?
same. I think if we connect again, it'll be my turn to have that. But you're froze, buddy. You're froze. Your mic is off.
Is it now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it's fixed.
It's fixed? Okay. Fuck, what was I gonna say?
Sorry, I interrupted.
Oh, no, no, no. What you said is 100% correct. If you don't drink, don't do nicotine, and you eat whole foods, you exercise once per day, and you sleep properly, like that is you're getting 80% of the rewards. Like that's literally it. It's actually really, really simple. And then once you're so when me and you first went to Phuket, I was pretty fat. w-
That felt like another life, honestly. You're so fit now.
Which you let me
Totally
know.
different person.
But the effort I had to put in to go from there to where I am now, is a lot. It takes a lot of effort to get fit, but to stay fit, it doesn't take that much effort. You just need to do those things that you said. Eat well, sleep well, exercise once per day. That's pretty much it. Then you can do all these supplements and pretty stuff, but as you said, that's doing 80% of the work to get 20% of the effort.
All right. So another topic. You have you'll be quick, 2 minutes.
Yep.
So on TikTok, so there are rape specialized lawyers. So he claimed that 90% of the rape accusations are actually false. Majority of the rape cases has nothing to do with the dark alley and you got violently dragging by force. So it's almost always women want to get something out of the guy and use rape accusation as a weapon. And I think that's very goddamn true in the modern era.
Yeah. Dude, it's such a yeah. Because the problem is, even if that is the majority of things, like there would be some legitimate ones thrown in. And it's like probably the most tragic part about it is that they get muddied. And it's like the people that it actually happens to believe less because of the people that just like want something out of a dude or like want to ruin a dude's life. Happens to like footballers all the time. Like I'm sure Neymar had multiple rape accusations. Happens
Yeah, so
regular.
in China now, the males are so goddamn helpless. All the lawyers, so just voice record your sexual act, or if you can do it, like videotape the entire goddamn thing. Because in China, if you get accused, you immediately get thrown into detention, like no questions asked. Yes,
What?
that's the law in China now. So many big companies, when they want to take down each other's CEO, they send a girl.
What?
Yeah, it's
Dude,
fucked
that
up,
sounds, that sounds
and the girl gets zero punishment.
dating in China sounds terrifying.
Yeah, so if you sleep with a yellow girl and she like um forces you to be her boyfriend, if you disagree, she will file a rape accusation and you'll be in some deep shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
I've
just be careful.
I've been celibate this entire year. What by what? I know. And I was thinking about it the other day when I finished 75 hard. Like, do I want to start like approaching girls and like
No.
getting some messages from people to hang out and stuff? But, and this is going to sound really, really bad. Every time I start chasing girls or get a girl into my life gets way worse. Like,
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
it's like I've so much positive momentum right now, and my life feels like it's on a upwards trajectory. And if I go back throughout my life, every time I've started messing around with girls, been on a long-term relationship, it's like it completely guts my momentum and progression and like sends me off into a tizzy. And
Mhm.
it's like,
I agree. I agree.
yeah, the payoff is like intimacy and like sex, which is like, I guess a need, but is it worth sacrificing the forward momentum? I don't think so at this stage in my life. So yeah, that's oh, dude, I've been struggling with this for years, bro, because it's like you are intrinsically drawn to a partner. And I don't know if just girls that I've messed with are just a bad breed and they send me on a worse path. But that has been my experience.
I've always complained that when I was a couple years younger, when my sex drive was even higher, I always felt like I'm a slave to my dick. Actually, like dick is me. Like all this body is to facilitate its intentions. Like
Yeah.
I felt so frustrated. Now I'm over it because I'm 27 now and almost.
I definitely
Oh
feel like it gets less and less.
yeah. Have you picked up the New Year's gift I sent to you, Alex?
Oh, dude, no, I haven't. It's
It's
literally
like 4 months. It
it's
was
like
supposed to be New Year's gift, bro. What the hell?
well, I completely forgot. It's literally like 300 meters away from here.
And
I'll walk over.
hopefully he still has it.
Yeah, I'll see you on that. We'll go back and find our thing.
Do you think I should post that the model picture?
Of
I
course.
mean the with the Belarusian girl on your
Why wouldn't you?
yeah, right. So because from a male's perspective, if you're digged down by if a girl is digged down by another guy, she becomes less attractive to us. But as Dan Bilzerian said, the females work the opposite. If she sees you with another attractive girl, like she get more into you, right? That's so weird. I need to get over that.
I agree, man. I agree. So yeah, for your future self, I would put them up on your profile.
Have you seen this slow creator fund? They purchase, for example, this female YouTuber. She's explaining science and technology. she sold 5% of her future earnings for $25 million or something like that.
It's that kind of stuff. That sounds crazy.
That is happening. Slow creator farm.
Low creative fund. Interesting.
And so my last topic is, wh- what why do you think there's a like pretty normalized when a white male with a Asian female, but there's a huge stigma for black male and a white female. You know, every single football, basketball athlete, they always find a white blondie with snow bunny girlfriend. What's happening here?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Good question. Because yeah, people don't kick up a fuss about the white guy dating an Asian girl, but everyone
No, nobody bets an eye, but when it's black and white, everybody goes crazy.
I see it all over Twitter. Like people get so angry at that.
And then Indian guy dates a white female, everybody's accusing the Russian or Ukrainian girl, "Oh, you're destroying your genes." Get it? Like,
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I haven't thought about that. But I agree with the observation. I see that online all the time. The one topic
no, you want to hit me with the? It should be dark humor and bright wisdom, right? Not light wisdom. Bright sounds better.
oh, the stoicism quote. Let me get one on.
Hit me.
Oh, that's a good one. This relates to the quote I said at the beginning, so it's kind of full circle. Nothing can be gained without losing. Even heaven demands death.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I don't fully understand.
Gain. Nothing can be gained without losing. Even heaven requires death.
That means whatever you want something, you have to work for it, right?
You have to fail. You have to lose. You have to suffer. Whatever you want requires that suffering. It requires that pain. To get into heaven, you first have to die. It requires that suffering. And it's like what I said at the beginning. The man can only enjoy that which he acquires with hard work and toil. It's so true, bro. You need to infuse pain into your life. And I think that is the part, the joy. David Goggins gets it, bro. He understands it.
Huh. I need some time to process it. Yeah, but I agree from the superficial level. Yes.
Bro, even in Dan Bilzerian's book, when says he reached the peak of it, he has all the girls, all the money, and like it's just become so easy to him, but he's so miserable at the end. It's like
Mm-hmm.
because it no longer required hard work or pain. Humans are built to suffer. Humans there's some weird intrinsic link between fun and enjoyment.
I would argue only males, not females.
Not necessarily, because what is the most fulfilling thing that a woman can do in her whole
Children, birth
and
children.
that requires, the amount of pain and suffering that requires.
Okay. And breastfeeding years, right? No
Bro,
sleep.
the birth is the most pain and suffering that a woman will go through. No sleep, breastfeeding is the most painful and suffering journey that they can go through. But paradoxically, every woman that has had a kid would say her, like, most fulfilling thing she did in her life was have kids. But it's the most painful and suffering thing. It's crazy. I feel like I cracked the code, bro. Why is no one talking about this?
Okay, here, I'll buy a whip from Alibaba and send it to you right now so you can start whipping yourself.
Okay, yeah, I guess I actually don't know why that would have. Why?
Wait, why don't you start your day by giving us a nice, good slap on the face? You piece of shit, wake up. Right? That's pain.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, there's another layer. I need to explore this. I've only been thinking about this today, bro. I need to explore it a little deeper.
Look, you didn't die last night when you were unconscious, right? You reward yourself by waking up another day.
Yeah, and keep whipping. Yeah, can I whip myself 200 times? How fun will that be? Like,
It's like an anime character cuts himself open. Oh, so I can finally feel pain.
yeah, okay, dude. I need to think. There's another layer to this. Well, another way. Yeah. I was every barked it fully.
Let's
Yeah, like the Vietnam trip, because it was so tiring and there was an element of danger to it, and every time we got to the hostels, like, we were so underslept and we felt like shit.
yeah.
That made the experience more fun and visceral. I don't know.
I don't know if you want to go a little deeper. So I wrote this whole chapter, like a whole like probably 20 to 30 page document called Backward Rationalization, deep diving on this psychology phenomenon. Have you noticed that every single person, no matter what terrible things has or shitty experiences they have experienced, they all say, "Oh, but I don't regret it. I'm glad I experienced that." Right? That's actually called hard, a backward rationalization. People rationalize irrational behaviors that they did themselves to make themselves feel better.
Yeah, dude, it's very true. And it's you see it with like people going to university. And I remember when you went to Japan and on the next podcast you said that was actually bullshit. Like I didn't like Japan. Like everyone says it's crazy fun and it was actually pretty average. That's why I respect you because anyone like 99.9% of people will go to a place and even if they have a terrible time because they've invested the money and the time and the experience to go there, even if it was shit, they'd be like, "Oh my god, you have to go there." It was some the food was crazy, the culture was crazy, and it's because they have this sunk cost fallacy that they backwards rationalize that it was a good thing to do. But I don't know if this plays into the suffering thing because it's like, do people backwards rationalize having kids? I don't think so. Do they backwards rationalize running a marathon? I don't.
Very
Do
true.
they? Maybe they do. Maybe there's an element.
Every single entrepreneur founder I've talked with, every single like oh, they failed a lot, right? Every single of them, not one of them. I don't regret this failure because I learned so and so. Hey, maybe listen to your mentor and don't fucking start it. Not what it's suspicious. What if not a single one of you regret your decision? So that could be a backward rationalization.
Yeah. I mean, but like do I regret going to uni? Like, in the sense that it was all the information was a waste of time, yes. But then I wouldn't have ended up in the place where I am now, which I really got. It's like, do I regret it? I guess not, because I would have ended up somewhere else, which could have been worse. But then it could be better. It could be better. See, maybe, yeah. There's no knowing. Maybe I should. I don't. Regret is a weird concept in itself because it's like you don't have the information to know if you should regret something or shouldn't regret something. Dude, we're getting way we need to end. God, what?
Yeah, yeah. Have you saw that story told by Dan Bilzerian, the Chinese farmer one? No fucking way.
Chinese farmer one. Wait, is it the one? Is it the fisherman one where it's like the businessman comes to the fisherman and is like, if you got 10 boats together,
No, 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 no. Oh, I have to find this for you, bro.
I guess.
Once upon a time, there was a Chinese farmer whose horse ran away. That evening, all of his neighbors came around to commiserate. Did you know that?
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's the one, and the son takes the horse and he goes riding and he falls off and breaks his leg.
yeah, break leg. Oh, that's terrible thing. But actually,
The son's like, "Oh, we'll see about it," and then like
yeah, he
eventually,
wasn't enlisted into the army. Yes, so you never know. So it's
okay, right.
irresponsible.
My favorite quote from the Bible, I know you're not
Yeah,
necessary necessarily religious, but it's John 13:7, and I think it's such good wisdom, but it's a good way to end the podcast. It said,
yeah.
Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." And that's the exact type of phrasing. You do not realize what I am doing now, but later you will understand. And it's like, let's say you break your leg and you don't know why this has happened, it's not gonna make sense until after the fact, like 3 years down the road that your nurse was your wife or something, you know what I mean? So, it's
Well,
just
I bet. Yeah, it's just what.
it's just a good frame to have, even if you don't believe in God, like, you can just frame that for life and be like, "I don't know if this bad thing is a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know." So, there's no
Let's say you're a soldier in the Russian-Ukraine war, like 500,000 fucking died. They went to the war think, oh, this will be a good experience. I could learn so much from it. They fucking died. How do you reason that?
Yeah.
Okay, our minds are getting messy. So dang, I need to go for a run. Sweet.
I've got that's a very good.
We're getting too philosophical.
Yeah, we're getting way too here. We're getting into the point where it's like, well, nothing makes sense at all, so you can't judge if you think.
That's what we are ourselves, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Alright, bro. That was good.
I love you, bro. It was a fire pop.
Bro, always good talking to you.
And thank you for your time. It was good. I learned a lot.
Thank you for your time. Likewise. Likewise. Alright, I'll talk to you soon, bro.
Good luck.